So, alright, YouTube Nation and family. And the Maverick with the reasoning again. Still the best and most credible. Still fair and fearless. But a reasoning time again. The football situation with Jamaica. The Reggae Boys and the appointment of RUDOLPH Speid as the interim head coach. Me see this slow a pushback and criticism about the decision. Question. If not RUDOLPH Speid, then who? Remember, say it's not about emotions now, you know. It's about still a try to salvage one terrible situation where we put ourselves in. It's about getting to the World Cup. Now, I understand most of the criticism that come from the fact say Speid is integrally involved in all the processes, or was integrally involved in all the processes up to the point where we get ourselves in a trouble right now. So basically some people say, boy, as long as him did have a part to do with it, him should not be a part to do with it going forward. Him should have been fired or should have resigned. Same like how McLaren resigned. Also, the other big beaten stick with them have a flag Speid over him head is the fact same as the chairman of the technical committee who helped appoint the coach. He also became an advisor to the coach. Him is, you know, the owner and coach of, you know, a prominent Jamaica Premier League team. And him occupy a lot of pivotal positions in the football. So therefore, is the buzzword, the conflict of interest for him to now, you know, climb to the position of acting or interim coach of the team. But as me say, my question is, who if not RUDOLPH Speid? Based on the fence and meet people over from early in the process. Me understand that the JFF really wanted to give Miguel Coley was the man where JFF did earmark to get the job. And they had him to work in tandem with Mr. Speid. So Coley would have been the head coach and Speid would have been the assistant. That me here was the plan and the hierarchy of the JFF. But me know, and you know, say Mr. Speid is a man with a big ego. And me not sure if it did go down too well when the suggestion was made that Coley be the head coach and Speid be the assistant. So I think a compromise was met and the decision was Speid as the head coach and Coley as his assistant. Now, again though, me are going back to my core question. If not Speid, then who? What we are going to do? One big foreign coach, me hear people that talk about Jurgen Klinsmann and Jurgen Klopp and the coach who used to coach the Canadian national men's and women's team and one bag up hyperluted nonsense. People, in this situation, it doesn't make no sense to go for a big long-term appointment for them to look a short-term assignment here. And the pragmatism in the decision is that you want to go for somebody who already in the system, know the players, know the system, so we can just try to play them 2 games here and get the results when necessary. Now, in that regard, if we don't go look locally, local born coaches, tell me a more prominent, successful, and active local coach at the senior level in a football than RUDOLPH Speid right now. Me understand and appreciate all of the criticism that people make after the decision, you know, in terms of the conflict of interest and the fact that Speid was associated directly with McLaren. Me understand all of them something, you know. But in no time for no self-righteous preaching right now. It's an emergency situation and we are trying to get the team to qualify for the World Cup. In fact, them should have get the team qualified for the World Cup and they messed it up and now them are trying. Because of the situation, them can't do no better than Speid right now. And I put it to you that there is also some financial constraints that would help to decide which direction them go. Now me think all things considered, there are not a lot of options outside of RUDOLPH Speid for the job here right now. The other man who could think about is Meran Garden, who been an assistant from the days of Wappy Kill Phillip. But me understand, so when McLaren left, Meran, who was his assistant and was the assistant to Al Grimson before that, Meran never even put himself forward as a candidate for the job. Tapper Whitmore, me know say Tapper never won the job. Me don't know if them approach him, but he never won the job. Rennie Simoes was another man who put himself forward in the position. That would be a long shot because Rennie not really a coach right now, and I don't know how REGGAE is, or familiar REGGAE is with what's been happening with this particular campaign. And the REGGAE kind of philosophy, if you ask me, is a philosophy that is more suited to a medium to longer term program. In other words, let us say this campaign drop off of the cliff, and then now we have to build for the next campaign. Me think REGGAE style and REGGAE modus operandi would have more suit the long to medium term plan there for a fresh campaign from start. This is an emergency situation, and I think people are lose sight of the fact. Say it's 2 games we are play. Potentially 1 if we lose the first game, and 1 game we are going to play. So this is an unusual situation. It is also an unusual situation with RUDOLPH Speid, you know. How many places in the world you are going to go and see the chair of the technical committee is also the champion coach in the country and the owner of the champion club in the country? How much places in the world you are going to see that? And also an advisor to the former national coach. You're not going to go to all the place to see that. And the fact of the matter is, as much as we claim to love with football in Jamaica, and we are big football and we're passionate about football, Jamaica is not no football jurisdiction them way there, where we have a plethora of options to fill these key positions. To me, it's not perfect, you know. But me think under the circumstances, let me put it that way, I am yet to see a more plausible and pragmatic option than RUDOLPH Speid right now. And for me, I'm going to throw all of my support behind him right now to try to get the thing done. I am getting the impression that you have some people in Jamaica would have rather us not go to the World Cup than RUDOLPH Speid be the man to take us to the World Cup. If you know Speid, I have to deal with Speid. Speid is a very forthright. I think you can call him a divisive kind of figure, especially in the football fraternity. I think you have an equal amount of people who dislike Speid in the football circles to the amount of people who like Speid. I think all of them rate him, you know. But he's not the most likable person in the football circles by a lot of people. But me look upon them something different. Because I think if you try to achieve something like getting to the World Cup as monumental as getting to the World Cup, I don't think likability supposed to come into the equation. I think it's supposed to be all about pragmatism and competence. And if you're talking competence, I think Speid would have qualified. And you have to also consider how would the players in the current setup, because we can't change the team right now, you know, and do all of the wonderful long-term things what we have discussed should have been done, you know. We in an emergency situation are basically the same team. I'm going to try to win them 2 games and qualify for the World Cup. How likely it is that you're going to take somebody from outside of the process and I'm going to just walk in the process and get the respect and hearing of the player them in the squad right now? So me think all things considered, me don't hear nobody put no name forward outside of the same Coley. Me understand say Coley is on the verge of accepting the position as the assistant. That would be great. But we don't know what the big Alabaloo do. Well, we understand what the big Alabaloo is about, but me I try to say, if people think about it devoid of emotions, they realize that the RUDOLPH Speid option is not the worst option in the world. What do you say? Talk to me no good no man. Me people that say because me and Speid a friend and because me a part of the corruption, why me a support it. No, and the politics this, and football this. We are trying to get to the World Cup and we are looking for the best person to get us to the World Cup under the circumstances. Anyway, drop me some options in the comment section. Give me some names in the comment section where you think would make a better option than RUDOLPH Speid right now. And don't tell me about no Jurgen Klinsmann and Zinedine Zidane and Jurgen Klopp like I hear some people attack. A serious discussion we have on a joke thing.